Welcome into Studio B. My name is Jyoti Bainey and I'm a senior facilitator with Studio B. And today in this short 4 to 5 minute talk, we're going to be discussing burnout, which I'm pretty sure is a topic that all of us can relate to, especially over the last couple of years. And I'm going to be approaching the topic of burnout like this. Avoiding burnout often means learning to work within our limits and remembering that we have value in being, not just in doing. Now, I often find it helpful to begin by just establishing a baseline definition of what it is that we're talking about. So let's be really clear about what burnout is. I know we've all likely felt it, but specifically, burnout is a form of exhaustion that's caused by constantly feeling swamped, and it is the result of excessive and prolonged emotional, physical, and mental stress. So burnout is really a chronic condition. It's not like you have one day that's really busy and, oh, I'm burnt out. No, this is a prolonged, continual effect that happens from this ongoing stress. Now, one of the primary ways that I avoid burnout is by honoring a concept called protected time. And protected time is intentionally and consistently, that is key, setting aside time to be with and take care of yourself. So protected time can look like a lot of different things. It could be walking and running. It could be stretching. It could be meditation, but it could also be something like coloring, doing a puzzle, reading. It's really whatever form of protected time you choose. It is doing something where you feel happy, where you're at ease, and you really just enjoy being in your own company. So remember this. This is your protected time, and you have value in being, not just in doing. So I'll share a little bit about my own favorite form of protected time, which happens to be stretching, and how it helps me specifically to avoid burnout. So when I pause my workday and I take a brief 5 to 10 minute stretch break, I can really observe when my effort in the stretching becomes forceful, sometimes painful, or just simply too much. And I can make the choice to back off from straining. Although I practice honoring my limits when I'm stretching, I can actually apply this learning to anything that I do. So I can take the lessons on how to work in a beneficial and productive way rather than straining, which is painful and causes burnout and stress. And I can apply that to how I approach closing a really important project at work, or how I'm responding to the ever-growing emails in my inbox. So this idea of being productive and not straining is something that I feel when I'm stretching in my protected time, but I translate that lesson to how I am in the workplace. By practicing to be in the shapes while honoring my own sense of ease, I'm working within my limits. I recall what it's like to work within my limits, to honor my boundaries. And this return to my own inner sense of balance directly helps me to avoid burnout. In the words of, his name is Professor Zawadzki, that's a little bit of a mouthful, Professor Zawadzki. He's a health psychologist with the University of California, Merced. He says that doing leisure activities where you are mentally engaged and enjoying yourself can be really good for your health. Not only that, it can lower your stress level, increase your mood, lower your heart rate, and increase psychological engagement. But, Zawadzki adds, it's important to immerse yourself in the activity and protect your leisure time from external stressors. What does that mean? It means we've got to hit the pause button and do something in that protected time where we're not going to be distracted. Take the 5 or 10 minutes. That's going to directly help us to avoid burnout. Now, a couple more things I want to say here. It's really the last closing statements that I'm going to share about protected time is a little bit of additionally really highly encouraging scientific data. In a recent study from Cornell University, they discovered that as little as 10 minutes outside, walking, running, moving, gardening, helped people feel happier and lessen the effects of mental and physical stress. And then researchers from the University of Waterloo in Canada found that meditating, get this, for as little as 10 minutes a day had a considerable and measurable stress relieving effect. So bottom line is this: protected time does not have to be one more inconvenient thing for you to fit into your day. The data is really clear. It can be quick. It can be concise, but you do have to be consistent. And it can be incredibly meaningful in our quest to avoid burnout and lessen our stress. I hope that you found this meaningful. Go and jot some notes down. What would protected time look for you? And then hit the pause button. Make it happen. Thank you for spending these 5 or 6 minutes with me. It was a joy, and I look forward to being with you again soon. Be blessed.